Hey Yarny friends, welcome to my channel, Yarning with T. Marie. My name is Tina. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're returning Yarny, hey. I know I've been MIA the last few days. I actually have been experiencing a rather painful toothache. I can't be seen until next week. So I'm just hopped up on some antibiotics and some painkillers. So bear with me. It might be a quick video. If I can get through some of it, it don't bother. I'm feeling okay this morning. So let's just jump right into my handles. We'll get that out of the way. So my YouTube, obviously, is Yarning with T. Marie. My Facebook is Riley's Knitting Needle. And my Instagram, all lowercase, Riley's _knitting _needle. I know I've said in my previous videos that I would go ahead and punch them into the description box. I don't know how to do the links. So at the moment, I'm just kind of, manually typing in. You can just manually type in and find me. So to make a long story short, sometime I want to say around last week, I think I posted Wednesday or Thursday, I'm not sure. And then I posted up a short stating that I was suffering a severe toothache. I have a wisdom tooth coming out. I had all three taken out when I was 17, and I'm looking a little funky today. And when I was 17, at the time, they took out these two, and here, this one, don't worry, it looks fine. There should be no problems. Well, fast forward now 22 years later, and I have severe wisdom tooth. Broke through, it's cracked open, swelling. I know it's TMI. I'm so sorry, and I'm not trying to be, but it's crazy to try and get an appointment out here in Georgia. I mean, you got to search, and I know a lot of the places it's those lotteries that you call, so it's kind of hard for me to get into them with all these lottery people trying to get in. So, but they'll get me in sometime next week. I should hear something by the end of this week what they have, or if somebody, cancels their appointment, I should be in. Anywho, so that's the reason why I kind of been MIA. My jaw was it was more shut. I cannot eat really, so thank God, I can eat a little bit, but it's not the best. And you probably see from other videos, the difference here. It's right here. I'm having pain. So I'm going to do the best that I can. I know this is going up on Tuesday. Had a lot of running around to do yesterday for the kids back to school. My. They were on spring break last week. Great. So the good thing is every day they were outside, water balloon fights, water guns, and, chalk, and kids had bonfires or whatever next door, Easter hunts. It was a good week. So my cats are fighting. I might have to open the door and let one or two in here. They get along, but sometimes they don't. It's my older one, my 5-year-old. To talk about the cats too, I'd said in my first episode I have 4 cats. I got Etta about 5 years ago. Her birthday's coming up. She was a cat that was locked in her room with her sister because the owner's son had allergies. So for an entire year, this cat and her sister were just locked away. When we got her, somebody had already taken her sister. So this cat is very antisocial, like straight up. Like she don't even want humans near her. Just feed me, clean my litter. I have a roommate that I can't stand. Now 2 out of the 3 kittens, I had 3 from a litter. Or let me just start off with the initial story. There was 4 kittens. 1 went to my neighbor. 1 just recently died. I gave him a good 5 months of his life, and he couldn't no more. And the other 2 siblings are here with me. So out of the 4, 2 are here. God rest his soul. He's in the backyard. And the 4th one is with my old neighbor. Now, when Moo had passed away, it's just odd. A week later, this little cute kitten came on over, and the most loving kitten. And everybody in this neighborhood, which I was 2 cul-de-sacs over before, so everybody in this whole cul-de-sac area, really takes care of the outside cats. Everybody puts out cans of food. You'll see a cat walking with a flea collar 2-3 weeks from now. You'll see them with a different collar. Some of them, they're getting more and more tipped ears. Our whole area is making sure that we TNR some of the cats. And me personally, if I can save them, take care of them, and then send them off to someone else, I mean, I can't do much as far as shots go and medical help, but taking them off the streets, getting them fed, bathed, get them into a kind of healthy status so somebody can adopt them and then give them the proper care. Anywho, so this little girl came on over and she's just sitting on my porch, and the sweetest little thing, and she has not left. She's been with us now as of tomorrow, a month. She gets along with the other kittens. So, ergo, they're all fighting, I said. The oldest one doesn't want to be bothered. The 3 little ones are 3 little ones. 2 or 9 months, and the smallest, she's about 3 months now. So if I jump midway, it's because I have to go put out a cat fight. Great times. Obviously, I'm feeling a little better if I'm able to keep going, because we're 7 minutes in and no pain. Good thing. Couple things. You already know I don't have any FOs finished for 2023. I have FOs from 2021 and 2022. I happen to be wearing one, and I have a couple of, purchases throughout 2021, 2022. And I did forget, I did get new yarn this year for my birthday. I said it was the Craftivist that I got this year. No, this I got in 2021's birthday. 2022, that brown one, these 2 grays, these 2 black flecks, and these 2 purples and blues and whites. My husband got that this year, 2023. So then I'm wrong. That's 2022's birthday. 2021, it's my bag. It's upstairs. She's holding on to my cardigan. Anyways, these are all things little by little. They will, pop up in the videos. So I have plenty of FOs to show from 2022. I'm going to be honest, because I was in so much pain, like it was to the point where I couldn't even visually see. My brain was so foggy. I was disoriented. I can barely speak. I was more shut like this. So for those days, I had ice packs on pumping, Advil, clove oil, you name it. I mostly stood in bed. And when I did muster up to work on something, I only worked on one sock, and I casted on a pinwheel. And I believe I figured out the name of it. I believe it's a peppermint pinwheel by the Crochet crowd. Anywho, so the blue and black one didn't get love, but I cast it on for my daughter's best friend's birthday in 3 weeks. So I have 19 more days. Thankfully, at 10 years old, she's tall, but I also don't want to make it just right, because as they get older, some kids like to keep their blankets, and then by the time she's 15, it just comes up to her like this. So in 3 weeks, I think I can bang out a pinwheel. So I have plenty of FOs from 2021, 2022. I have only 2 projects that I've worked on. One I've worked on, one I casted on. And I have a couple, like I said, of purchases from 2021 to 2022. Okay. So we're going to jump right into what I've worked on, because there's only 2 objects. So let's just get it through. Now, again, sorry for the back and forth. Still don't have a desk here yet. Working on the house upstairs. And I know I talk about bags and stuff like that, and I had spoke about this sock that I had gotten from my Hobby Lobby haul, and I showed the socks, but I didn't show the bag. I don't really care. At the time, before I started making my own project bags and dabble here and there and buying some, I wanted something on the go. So I went to Walmart, and it's a men's shaving bag or women's, makeup bag. So regular, makeup bag. Put your pocket on the side. And multiple yarn. I also like to collect pins. I have lots of pins on all my bags, all my shirts, purses, sweaters. I actually cannot find my Craftivist pin. I'm sad. It's one of my favorite ones, and I have another Craftivist one, which I'll show, but I love my pins. So that's my Kingdom Hearts. I'm a big, big Kingdom Hearts fan. So, and I went to Florida to visit my mother. Keychains. Don't get me started. I have keychains from when I was 13. I mean, I have a sack like this that I've had for about 25 years of keychains. I'm not allowed keychains anymore. And I'm not allowed magnets. Ooh, my husband's like, Tina, please, I don't have to put magnets all over your walls just to stick them, because I love refrigerator magnets. I love keychains and pins. So I lost my crochet hook. Sorry. Got too excited. Started talking about pins. Anywho, and keychains. So the point is to show my keychain. I went to Florida to visit my mother last year. It'll probably look prettier. R for my last name. I showed the bag. I didn't show the project. I'm okay. Anywho, so this sock did get a lot of love yesterday. My husband and I had a lot of running around to do yesterday in Atlanta. So I took my daughter's friend's pinwheel, and I don't know. I mean, I had plenty of room in the car. It was comfortable, but just to have to go back and forth between two yarns and painful. The weather's hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, and then the traffic was ridiculous yesterday. Oh, was it Monday? It was Monday. Yesterday was just it was a poop show out in the city. Like, the traffic is ridiculous. I mean, you can't get nowhere in Atlanta. It's beyond me. So I didn't want to work on the blanket, especially when I'm in the car. My anxiety, it's not that great. So I'm very high alert. No, I am not a backseat driver, but if I need to be, I will. So I spent the whole day working on the sock. I was like, what better than to just round, I'm not paying attention. Even if I do, I'm doing this. I could even probably sit here now and just have a conversation, maybe look down every once in a while, because it's mindless. So the yarn was from Hobby Lobby clearance that I got 2 or 3 weeks ago. It is Patton's Crochet. Originally $8.99. I got it for $2.24 if you go to Michael's or Joann's. But then again, I haven't bought yarn, like I said, in quite some time. Like, personally, I haven't went to Michael's and Joann's. And the only time I went to Joann's was, I want to say, 3 weeks ago for that. A needle threader. I make masks. So I can't get the elastic through the little tiny black plugs. I don't know what they're called. I can't pull it through. So I lied. I was in Joann's about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I never went to the yarn. I knew, girl, we ain't here to spend money. We got a mission. And I know for us yarnies, crafters, whatever, the first thing we're like, I can spare it. Or, ooh, window shopping. No, not that day. That day was in, out. So I haven't seen if they changed the prices. That was the whole point of my rant. You might be able to get this yarn $6.99 out at Michael's or Joann's. I don't know. With all these videos too, everybody is doing resets, all their stores. Again, girl, I ain't going nowhere. No. And I know a lot of people, because I got a comment, somebody was saying they were surprised that I wasn't, caring about yarn. Don't get me wrong. I am itching. I want new yarn. I want wool. But again, with wool being expensive, and quite honestly, the acrylic is out of control. It's here. It's what I mean by out of control is that it's not all over the house. I have one Tupperware down here full of blankets, yarn. I have all the wool upstairs, which is 2 small cubicle sizes of this. So where's my hand? There you go. So it's not even that big. And then you have this wall, which after this cubicle, there's only 2 more. So it's not everywhere. It's just out of control, meaning I have way too much and I really need to start blasting through it because I want to step out of my comfort zone. And what I mean by that is that I'm good at, like I said before, reading some patterns and, watching videos. When you start getting intricate, no thank you. So I need to push myself to start doing crochet. I think crochet I can handle a little bit better than knitting and start banging out some of this acrylic. So, but yeah, I'm dying to buy some yarn. I really want to buy some yarn and start casting on new things. But then again, use up your stash. So, anywho, again, I ran. My tangent just went. Don't bother me none. Anyways, so again, this yarn you probably can find it cheaper. I don't know if maybe they might have raised the prices. I know with yarn, inflation and everything, even down to art supplies and craft has been going up. So it's Patton's Crochet sock yarn. And the colorway is a drift. Superfine merino. 50 grams, 166 yards, 75% wool, and 25% nylon. So the yarn again is Patton's Crochet, and I'm doing, as a matter of fact, I've been saying I perfected my formula. Yes and no. So actually, the sock that I follow is by, I believe her name is, the name of the channel is New Leaf Podcast. If it's not, I'm super sorry, but I think that's where I got the sock toe up is from New Leaf Podcast. But when I say my formula, meaning I add different many rows as I want to my toe, how I feel comfortable. When I do my heel, I don't go straight away into doing decreases, increases. I give 1 or 2 more clean rows, then start. So, but my formula, meaning a 7.5, which is 60 stitches for mine. And from when I last saw y'all, I only had, I think I want to say this marker to this marker. From when we last spoke, I was up to here, and I think I was saying, oh, look, I got some progress done. It's not much. Either way, I'm pretty sure it's from here to here. That's how much progress I got done. My toes look so wonky. They always do. Not until you wash them, you give them 1 or 2 good wears, and then they start to get, this triangle starts to kind of fill out more. So, sock. And I am using a 9-inch circular 2.75. This got some love yesterday. Not much. Again, I'm pretty sure, and I've been out of it, told my medication. I'm pretty sure it was here from when I last left off and did this. And if not, so either way, some work got done. That's one sock. That's sock number, this one is 12. 11 is Yellow Submarine. She did not get any love. I'm not even gonna lie. She didn't get any love this week. Because when I realized these pinwheels, it just depends on what I have going on too. Between, I do have 2 children. I have a 10-year-old and a 8-year-old. Oh my God, I'm talking about my neighbor. She's not my kid. I have an 8-year-old and a 7-year-old. My kids. So, you know, with them and homework and school and whatnot, and then not feeling too well, and it's just been kind of a, you need to rest, kind of get whatever you can get done. The pinwheel is going to take you out, but the pinwheel I can blast through faster than I can knitting. Crochet just eats that yarn up like nobody's business. So I'm going to show her project now. So again, I'm pretty sure the name of the pattern is Peppermint Pinwheel. And I think it's Yarnspirations. The tutorial is done by the Crochet Crowd, Mikey. I have to bend down and go get it. So, with this project, I am using, excuse me. That's the good stuff. Anyways, so with this project, I am using 6mm Susan Bates. We all know what a 6mm hook looks like. It's super sucky. Let's try that. Yep, nope, not happening. Anyways, Susan Bates are my favorites. I love the inline and the rubber hook. So much better on my arthritis. It helps out a lot. So again, Susan Bates 6mm hook. I think Mikey might have used anywhere between a 5.5 and a 6 and a 6.5. There's just something about a 6mm that just, it's perfect for blankets, cardigans, scarves, chunky hats. My 6mm. So the yarn that we're using, I did show about a week ago. She went shopping. Forgive my verbiage because my jaw is still kind of, so some of my words are sounding a little funky right now. Baby girl went shopping in my yarn stash here, and she chose the Red Heart Petal Pink. I have so many of these. I just started winding them after a while because it was getting on my nerves. I don't know why, but it was on my nerves. So I started winding. Well, these been wound for like a year now since I got my Stanwood. Anyways, so we got Petal Pink by Red Heart. This is the Jumbo Super Saver. I don't have a label with me right now, but again, big box store, Walmart. I don't know if Michael's has Red Heart. I know Joann's does. But anyways, Walmart. Petal Pink, Red Heart, Jumbo. The second ball she chose, which this ball is backwards. The second ball is from Hobbii, Hobbii. And this was, I might have said birthday gift or Christmas gift. I'm going to be real with you. Any yarn that comes from my husband, don't matter what it is. I'm getting yarn from my husband. Yay! He supports my habit. I should probably support his video game habit, right? Love you, babe. Anywho, so anytime I say I've gotten yarn from my husband, forget about it. He got it for her. He went and got me 4 balls of these. We Love Yarn Mega Ball Iran. And again, my camera does not do these colors justice. It looks bright, but she's more of a beautiful plum. Like, here you go. That's better. You see that plum here? And then when you get closer, she's getting light. So, with this one, these colors don't have names. I'm dropping projects. So, Hobbii, they have the name of their colorways on their website, but on their actual label, it's numbers. So, and they have the numbers on the website too. So, color number 21, recommended needle 9 to 10, crochet hook 5.5, and this ball I believe is like 765 yards. So, again, because she's little, the pattern I believe calls for like maybe 1100. I don't even know. Half and half. But again, she's tiny, she's little. I might be able to even just dip in just a little bit left of my other purple that's actually on the floor and a little bit of my pink. So this is my daughter's bestie's blanket. It's so cute. Now she's bubbling because I did just weave in the ends. So once it's washed and I give her a good little tug, this puckering, see the pucker? Yeah. Once I go ahead and wash it and kind of yank a little bit, loosen up some of the stitches, she'll come on down. But this is the pinwheel. I started this, I think I casted this on, again, from my last video, which I think was Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday is when I cast on. So I didn't really get much. It looks like I didn't get a lot done. Well, excuse me. It looks like I got a lot done. No. But it's a start. I have 18 days. 18 days. Yesterday was 19. I have 18 days to get this done. Should be done. So, again, the pattern is, I believe, the Peppermint Pinwheel by Yarnspirations. Tutorial is done by the Crochet Crowd. And yeah, that's it. Where's the bag for this? I need to put this back in the bag again. The cats have actually been really trying to get to this project. They like this when it's hanging. So I have to put this one back in the bag. Okay, so that's it for my whips. As I said, I have plenty. I mean, I'm going to show 2 more at the moment that I am doing. Oh, dear God, I am sorry. I got the whole world in the camera. I can show another 2 projects I'm working on, but these are back burner projects. And what I mean by that, again, like yesterday, for instance, we went out for a ride. If I didn't have any of those socks casted on and I really didn't want to do the pinwheel, I have backup projects. These are projects that they're not mindless, but they're small. So this bag, again, can't remember. So another bag that I ordered off of Etsy was a Villains. Super cool. So this one is like an infinity scarf. It's just a never ending. The ball that I'm using is, let me do it the right way. Okay. So it's not the same color, but the ball that I'm using is, it's a wrap, Hughes, 50% acrylic, 50% cotton. We already had the conversation on how I feel about cotton, but again, when it's blended with something like that white blouse that I had from Bag O' Day, it's soft. I will work with it that way. When you are straight 100% cotton, I can't. It'll be for eggs. I'll make dishcloths out of this, but you know. So, plenty of it. Let's put that back. So with this yarn, it's a different color, but I needed the label because I lost the other label. So that's the label, but not the colorway. But this one is going to be next. Gorgeous. Anyways. So, don't know the colorway, but it's a wrap Hughes. I can take out the whatever is left of it. She's collapsing in. But this, again, is a project that I think I've had on my needles for like a year. She's just on the whim. Just so I have something to do. So. And I love my blues. And I said I didn't have anything blue, but I've been working on a project that's blue. This is why we have bags, Tina. This is why we have bags. The colorway is Cool Blue. And the yardage on this thing, it's a number 2 fine. Machine cold wash, do not dry clean. 623 yards. Anywho, let's just get to it because I'm taking way too long. We're 30 minutes in. We only talked about 2 projects. So this Disney bag actually came with a charm as well. Not that one. So I use it as my progress keeper, whatever. Gorgeous. And this, it's more like the Linus or Litmus scarf by, his name is Jude Harper. When the pattern was published years ago, it was Amy Florence on Ravelry. She at the time had a scarf called the Litmus. So I didn't actually use their pattern. I saw how it was done, the colorway, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'll find a ball, and I want my colorway to look like that as well. Sorry about that. So by looking at their colors, it's all gray, reds, and I have that color yarn. But when I saw this cotton, I was like, that'll be dope. So I had sealed it up. I did Judy's Magic Cast On because I didn't know, I wanted a clean close. I know the other side's not going to be as clean as this side, but when I put it together, maybe it'll hide it. Anyways, so I did Judy's Magic Cast On. I don't know how many stitches. This is just free-handed. And I kind of just kept going. And it is a tube. So it's not flat. It is a tube. Put my hands, I got all my stragglers in there. They've all been tied into knots and I have to weave them. But yeah, as you can see there, see? It's a tube. I am using a 9-inch circular needle, 2.75. This is just on a whim. This is what this project is when I have nothing else to do. So just work on it. Let's get you back in your bag. And again, I'm not sure the bag designer. You can go to Etsy and type in project bags, knitting bags, crochet bags, and this cute little one. I had to have it. Because of Scar. And Jafar. 2 of my favorite villains. Okay. Now the next one. Oh man. So I think October, November, before we started packing and moving, I kind of got the itch of sewing. I wanted to sew. I went and picked up some fabric, kept cutting. I went from a big size of fabric to that little bit. You can see my bag is not the best. It is. So I tried making a bucket. I think this was my first bucket I attempted. So, I mean, I got the gist of the sewing pattern and how it goes, but I didn't pull enough of the fabric, so you have extra loose here, but I got the gist of it. This is my Stranger Things bucket bag that I made off of my machine. As you can see, my stitching is garbage. It's so bad. But practice makes better. However the saying goes. So this one, Again, this one I do need to read the pattern. As you can see, I pulled the needles off of it, so I don't even know. They're on the Costa eyelet, which didn't get no love. This one I do need to read the pattern. Again, because she is... but because she's one of those back burner ones, I break out the book, break out the tablet and stuff. You see, and I always leave myself notes. Millimeter needles on Marcel project. What the hell is a Marcel project? I have nothing named Marcel. Anyways. The yarn is by Knit Picks. Again, my camera is just... She's gorgeous, though. This yarn is static, fingering weight. The name of it is Cameo, 437 yards, 100 grams. This is a number 1 fine, 75 superwash merino, and 25 nylon. Knit Picks. I get a lot of my yarn, a lot of my sock yarn from them, and a lot of the yarn that I excuse me, get from them are fillers. And what I mean by that is that toes, heels, and cuffs will be a solid, and then either one of my nicer yarns, or if, you know, they have any clearances on their static yarn, and I don't know what the other ones are, stroll, the colorful ones, I'll pick them up and contrast it too. So, pattern. Close to you. Close to you. Bam. Just came in my head. I am using 4.0 millimeter Chalgu needles. I am using at the moment, I'm using a 22-inch wire just to kind of hold it. I got my stitch markers on there. But this is something I've been working on. I'm not sure why the flamingo is there. Look at the details of this pattern. I don't know, there's something about this yarn, the pattern, and the name, Close to You. It gives me Max Priest vibes. And if anybody knows the song, I just wanna be close to you. it gives me Max Priest vibes, so it's hot. One of my favorite songs too. Oh, and the detail on the edging. These little bumps. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's so hard to see, but at least the pattern itself and the yarn you can see. So that is gorgeous. She's completely gorgeous. Again, another project that's just kind of on the fly. You know, when I want something mindless, she's not mindless, but once you get through the eyelet part and then doing the back and forth until you get to the next pattern part of it, and blast right through. So living out of my homemade Stranger Things bucket bag. It's so bad. So bad. So bad. Look at that. I don't know what's wrong with my machine. I mean, I have the right spools. I know how to... I've been using a machine for years. I've been sewing since I was a kid, but I don't know. I might need somebody to kind of just show me, like, physically. Not even a video, because as much as I can watch a video, or any of us can watch a video, there's just sometimes it's just one detail that you're just like, crap, I didn't catch it. I can watch a video and have somebody show me over and over and over again how they're threading their needles and their spools, but why am I still getting this? So, but it's holding up. My dear, I'm already 40 minutes in. Oh, we're just going to make it 20 minutes today. I don't feel so well. It's also kind of good the more I'm actually using my jaw. it's alleviating some of the pain as well. So it's kind of helping. Now, finished objects. I was going to show a butt ton, but at this point, I'm only going to show 2. Because we are 40 minutes in and I do have a lot of things I still have to get done. It is 11:30. I gotta go. I got things to do. Anyways, finish objects. And then last year's purchases. So maybe I'm going to show those first because it'll tie into the 2 pins and then the last 2 objects. So last year, I was a part of Annie's catalog. It doesn't say on here. Anyways, it was, I think Annie's Crochet Club, Annie's Knit Club. I just know it was Annie's. And I did the monthly sock club thing. I had gotten 4 of them. I don't even remember the other 2. I don't. It's on my Facebook and it's on my Instagram, I believe. All the yarns that I had gotten from Annie's. I only did 4 months because when I had seen month, I think 3 or 4, I know this is going to bother me now because I brought all my bag of wool. She's down here. Anyways, I know I had gotten 3. I keep thinking that maybe 1 pair was for oh my Lord. Girl, brain fart. I don't know. This is sad. I have to go through my own Insta handles and anyways, I think I only did 3 months or I did 4 months. By the time they had shown us what month 4 or 5 was, it just seemed like everything was going to reset. Got it. It seemed like everything was going to reset. And what I mean by that is they were going to just reset the colors out again. So if in February you got Thirsty, March you got Expressions, then, in April they're going to reset again. We're going to go back to, so on and so forth. I don't think that they do that, but from their website, it seemed like they do. So I kind of was like, yeah, no, we're not doing this. I'm going to just pull myself from this account and yeah, we're just not going to order from them. Again, I can't remember where the yarn is or what else I might have gotten. I might have even just gotten those 2 and said, hey, forget about it. I got so much going on. Between, again, the kids, the cats, the working itself. And then I'm trying to start up YouTube a little bit. This is probably the most unprofessional you guys will ever see me. And I'm so sorry. So sorry. Yeah, I probably only just did 2, so. Whatever. Shut up and move on. I think I only did 2. If I did 3, great. If I come across it, great. If I don't, if I can find pictures on Instagram or Facebook, I'll flash it up next time. So my first purchase, well, the first monthly that I got in last year was Thirsty Cat Designs by Kelly Straub. 462 yards, 100 grams, 75 superwash merino, 25% nylon. And the website is www.thirstycat.com. The name of the color is Amorphous. Look at these colors. And to be honest with you, I have never, ever had a hank of yarn. Not even from like Hobby Lobby or anything. This was back actually in 2021. Because my daughter was still living with me at the time. It was 2021. This was my very first hank I've ever gotten. And at that point is when I realized I fell in love with wool. I was like, no, I got to have more of it. I'm pretty sure. So look at these colors. Trying to get it just right so you can see every dye. I mean, out of it all, that right in here, all the blacks and pinks and whites and specks is super cute. So that was one of the monthly yarns that I had gotten. The second one that had came in was Expression Fiber Arts, Water Lilies, Resilient Superwash Merino Sock, 274 meters, 300 yards. I think the little one might have information. Oh yeah, okay. And then the small little one that's next to it. I like to put the yarns together like it's a, package. I keep losing everything. So the blue one on here is called Water Lilies. The small white one with the specks is called Playa. 100 yards, 91 meters. I kid you not. Playa. And then Water Lilies. Look how cute. Now again, when this came in, I was like, yes, blues. I need more blue in my life. And the blues, and again, my camera's not doing justice. But those colors in there. And then you have your small skein there. Whether you use it for a border or, with some patterns, you have a solid and then a pretty little, contrast color in there. Solid, so on and so forth. For toes and heels, maybe. I still haven't figured out, like this, I'm noticing more and more as much as I love making socks, and socks is my thing. As I said in the last episode, I want more boofy. I want more shawls, because again, I'm not going to sit here and pick up my pant leg and show you my legs and be like, look at my feet, smell my feet. No. I think I want to open that door of more pattern learning, and I can show my work, especially even when I'm out in public. I don't have to be on YouTube to show people my work. I can show it anywhere. And even being in person, somebody coming to me like, oh my God, that's gorgeous. I made it. Thank you. So anywho, that's the second one. So as I said, I think there might be a third one. I can't remember. I checked my yarn bag just now. And if there was another one, I most likely chucked it. Now, I also did realize I did throw out another $30 yarn. It was on clearance, though I had got it for like $17, $18, $19, whatever. The Etsy person, which, by the way, nothing bad on her end. She was great. The communication back to me, the return policy and how to reship out, she was amazing. Problem was that the yarn that I purchased from her, the purple was supposed to be this purple and that yellow for Princess Lumpy Space from Adventure Time. When I got the yarn, I got that yellow and that purple. Ma'am, this is not Lumpy Space. I do apologize. It might have been from another batch. Sometimes the dyes run differently. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. 2 to 3 week turnaround. I already waited 2 to 3 weeks just to get this yarn, and it wasn't even the right one. Again, she, as a person, and her customer service was phenomenal. She immediately got back to me. I'm so sorry. Just to correct the problem or just to fix it. That's what I loved about her, because she knows in the yarning community, we're paying good money, especially for dyers. And, not every yarn is going to be the same. Trust me, the dye lots, I've gone hunting, especially when it's dyeing. You don't get that first batch that comes in, you beat. You're going to have to, mix and match and do the best that you can. But anyways, so the woman herself was a lovely person. Her customer service, response time, amazing. 10 fucking. Ooh. I have to cut that out, don't I? I have to cut that out. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm talking so fast. Gotta reset. She was phenomenal. Like, 100%, 2 thumbs up, loved her. The yarn I wasn't too happy about. It looked like the LA Lakers. So I'm just realizing that was one of them that I think that got chucked. And it's not, I threw it out. I'm, again, trying to unwind it. Something went wrong across from my winder. Excuse my stomach. From my winder to my Swift. So I've lost a lot of yarn, a lot of wool. I have lost. It is what it is. So now that that's taken care of, this was something random that I got in last year from Amazon. I started making pom-poms, and I have a lot of patterns. Crochet. Not patterns, Crochet. Oh my Lord. Girl. This stuff. What was this stuff? Ah, yes. Karen Pantone. So last year I had a bunch of the lighter ones of this color. And my coworkers were like, oh man, it'd be great if you had like a matching pom-pom opposed to your normal blue, white, green. I hunted down and I found a multicolor pack that just went with it. If you look at my YouTube channel and you'll see that the top picture, like it's on like how Facebook is, you'll see the 2 hats. So got a couple of these pom-poms. Kids love it. They have snaps on them too. So very easy to take them off and just wash and not have to worry about the pom-pom getting ruined. So today is kind of just one of those videos. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. Bear with me, not feeling too well. And the other purchases that I did last year, besides the other plenty of that I have, was my cozies. I'm pretty sure they're called koozies. I don't care how to pronounce it, and I don't care how to say it. If my hand is cozy, it's a cozy. So I bought a couple of these off of Etsy from the same maker. I believe her page is Knitting Notions with a K. And these cozies is for your yarn. Small yarn, whatever. This one is, I knit so I don't kill people. It's pretty. Same person, Knitting Notions. Knitting takes balls, born to knit. And they got roses all over it and knitting needles. And I know they're hard to see. See, the really good stretchy fabric. So this one was last year. It was because I saw it for St. Patrick's Day. So these purchases were February 2023. Because this was last year's St. Patrick's Day cozy. And I had this one I actually bought first. I bought it in January. And when I used it, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh, especially with my sock yarn in, out, my bag, it starts to, get all wonky. So I bought the very first one. And when I fell in love with it, like a week or two later, I went and got 3 more. I'm pretty sure I have a 5th one floating around. I do have a 5th one floating around. I don't know where. But it's a pretty little girl on there. And she's knitting, and I think she has a cat or a dog. And then, so the one that I just explained with these, but my very first one was, I knit, therefore I swear. And that's apparent because I just did. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. So, those are my cozies. Because they're cozy. And then the last 2 purchases, which one was actually free, Hobie, and the other one my husband bought me. So if you are on Hobie and you you buy your yarn and stuff, you get points and whatnot. And I bank. I mean, when I tell you I bank. I mean, I've gotten silly socks from them. I've gotten buttons, markers, stitch markers with the numbers on them, 5.5, 6.5, you name it. And then my pins. I think I might have another pin somewhere around. I might, but so this one I chose the black one. I didn't like pink. No, just pink's not my thing. But this one says, knitting is my therapy. I'm going to get real close to the camera, so. And now the other one was the Craftivist. When my husband took me last year for my birthday, he saw this pin and he was like, babe, I love the pin. You got to wear it. So 2 knitting needles and a knitting ball of yarn. So, that's for last year's. Now, my two projects, I'm wearing one. So, this one, I believe, is a raglan. I believe I did a raglan, but this was not. I kind of just took, I finagled this from another pattern, and then I doubled it, and then sewed it together so I have a nicer collar, because I think this sweater, you know, with some of these flax sweaters, they come like here, and it's just like this gapey looking. So I think this is a mixture of 2 patterns. Flax, a different, and I stopped. There are still stragglers throughout this whole entire inside. I made this a year ago for my 18-year-old. Mom, I want a sweater. I want something cool and pretty, you know, maybe something different. All right, cool, no problem. Made it to her size. I don't like it, it's knit. What do you mean? What do you mean, honey? She's like, Mom, I'm getting older. You know, I thought I wanted it. So it sat in my closet, and I'm like, I will someday fit it. It's not going. Actually, in the last year, I've lost maybe 5-10 pounds. I don't know. I got into it this morning. I was like, oh, wow, I fit. So if you see 1 or 2 strings hanging out, it's because, again, it's been sitting in the closet. I did not finish it, but the project is finished. So this is my Frankenstein, you know, sweater, because it's 3 different projects. Flax, don't remember, but it's all put together. As you can see, it's short because it was meant for an 18-year-old. Sorry for the chair. And that's the sweater. There it goes. That's it. There's one there. And I know there's another one in here. So but this is my sweater. You see the collar. I know I could have went with a long sleeve too. I'm pretty sure it's off by an inch. But I wanted short sleeve because I know myself. I'm a big girl still. I get hot very easily. I don't care. It can be like 40 degrees in my room, and I'm still sitting there, and I'm hot. I don't like long sleeves. I'll wear them, but I barely do. I would rather wear a t-shirt and just throw on a hoodie, or, you know, one of my work sweaters, my cardigans and stuff. But I avoided the long sleeves. Now, my turkey one, that's a different story. That one was like a full-blown pattern. I had to follow that pattern. So that one, she got long, but I shorthanded her at the hips. This one is just right for somebody who made for an 18-year-old. Mind you, it was like 90 pounds soaking wet. I'm like a $150, $160, so maybe 170. But I lost weight, and it fits just right. So, I mean, I'm happy with it, you know, and I'm hoping I can get more use out of it since I fit. The yarn, I do remember, however, was the Bernat Baby blanket, or Bernat Baby. Again, I don't have half the tags, but it's one of these Bernat Baby, Baby Sport, I think. Baby Sport. That's what it's just baby. It's 3. But I bought a whole lot of this because at the time I wanted to do, you know, that whole cheesy, you know, matching sweaters. So this would be the 18-year-old. That would be for the little one. And then maybe I might need another one. For me, it never happened. So it's all good in the hood. That's for that sweater. my final finished object. This one is I want to say my comfy sweater. I believe it's my comfy sweater. Now, it is by Marley Bird. The tutorial is done by Marley Bird here on YouTube. I don't know if it's Yarn Inspirations or I don't remember if it was Red Heart, but she does have a tutorial on this. I believe, again, it's my comfy sweater. I did not do panels. They wanted you to do one panel, do a second panel, sew it together. Sorry, not happening. I don't have the patience for that. So what I did was I cast it on and did ribbing. Made sure I counted every row. Once I was done, I put those on wasted yarn. I cast it on a second ribbing, did the exact thing. As soon as I had the exact amount, I put the two together and started working in the round and worked my way all the way up till I got to the sleeves, put the front half on the wasted yarn, worked the back, vice versa, sewed it up. So a lot of my projects, listen, I know we should be following patterns to a T, especially if you want it to fit. But I made this oversized. This yarn, thankfully I have one more ball of it. You can't find this yarn anymore. So, and if you do, it's probably different. So the yarn that I used was Red Heart Fashion Soft, 381 yards, 348 meters, 141 grams. And it is Gray Heather. It is number 3. This was the fashion that they had back in the day. Super soft. I mean, soft. And I have a couple of white ones too, which I started making my sister a sweater. We ain't gonna go there. It got pulled out and got shoved back into the container, and I worked on mine. Oh no, you can't see it. So here we go. We'll do this. So there's her ribbing. And then I put her together and just kept going around and around and around and around and around until I got up to the garter. Once I got to the garter, like I said, the first half went on wasted yarn, worked on the back. As you can see, I had the only mess up in this. I was still learning to knit bigger projects. My yarn should have been, I think, in my right hand. I turned the project and left it in my left. So as you can see, I started going and then I worked my way backwards. Right in there. All backwards. That whole line. There you go. You see that? It's my happy little mistake. It's my work. So, and I will do that from time to time. I will intentionally leave a mistake in my work. A lot of my pinwheels, I will zigzag. I will zigzag the colors, or I'll mess with something. So if it's supposed to be like 2 pinks, I'll do 2 blacks, and you'll see it offset. I do that because, again, it's my work. It's my trademark. It's just my thing. So when this was my very, very first mess up, I made it my own. I'm going to start doing that. So a lot of my projects have a lot of mess ups. Thankfully, it doesn't. You'll probably think in the back of it, like, oh, okay, that's how you should tell it's the back. You damn right it is. Because I messed up. So she is super cozy, super warm. I just wear it with a pair of leggings and some Timbs. Maybe I'll have my hair tied up with a nice pretty little bow in the back. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. This is more of, I guess, holiday too. Because I don't really dress up a lot. I don't like to. I'm a t-shirt kind of girl. T-shirt kind of girl and all that stuff. I do have to pause for a second. Okay. I had to make sure it wasn't an important phone call for the school or anything of that sort. But anyways, so getting back to this, This is more of a holiday thing again, just like my other one. This one got a lot of wear when I was at the hotel working, and because it's so cold in there in the hallways. So this was one of my go-tos to even just throw it over, kind of, you know, keep warm. One of my favorites. So again, I think it's my first sweater dress. It is by Red Heart or Yarn Inspirations, but the tutorial is on YouTube. Her name is Marley Bird, and the yarn that I used was Red Heart Fashion. So, yeah. And that is it today for, you know, bugging your ears off. And I usually put my projects to the side here, so that way I don't show you guys again what it is, because in the video I'm so scattered-brained sometimes. I can't remember what I showed or what I talked about. This episode might not go up, only because there's way too much yapping, and I think I might have slipped an F-bomb. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I've been MIA for the last 4 or 5 days. You know, my head hasn't been all there, and you know, pain really hasn't been very kind to me. So, forgive me. I do apologize. If anybody deems that it needs to be pulled out or the video needs to be pulled down, please immediately send me comments and just be like, hey, maybe go ahead and do it over again. As I said, it's almost 12 o'clock. I have a couple of things I need to get done today, and I really don't want to sit here for another hour and re-record. I'm very proud of the work that I've done so far and what I can show off, and, you know, I'm wearing a project today, so I really am feeling good. As you can, my mouth seems like it's opening up a little bit more. That's so good. It's a good thing. That means the pills are working. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I do apologize again for being MIA, and if I ever am, I will go ahead and put up a 10, 15 second short video, or shorts, they're called, right? Kind of explaining, like, you know, what's going on. And what I mean by that is either, like, you know, let's say it's a busy weekend with the kids, and, you know, it's just like, hey, we're doing family thing. I'll just put it out there. Family time. But I would rather have been honest that, you know, before anybody's like kind of, oh, you started a channel and you just kind of disappear. No. I'm really enjoying this. And as I said before, you guys will get to know me. Today you got to see I'm all over the place. I'm a bits and bobbing here and there, a little F-bombing. Sorry. But I'm doing a lot better. I do want to thank some of y'all for the comments so far, the generous words and the loving words, and it means a lot to me. It really does. And I'll be honest with you, it means a lot to my kids. My daughter's like, Mom, you got a new subscriber today. You got a new comment today. And what are you making tomorrow? And what are you going to put up there? And I'm just like, calm down. It's my channel. She's just excited to see her mom on the screen. And she loves when I make things. Like, she is hounding me for a cardigan. I can't remember the name of the patterns. It's one of these, which I have to show in another video, but it's one of these squares, and you put all 4 squares together like a shrug. So she's hounding me down for one of those. Again, I do thank you guys for coming and visiting my channel. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, again, I enjoyed it as much as probably you. Maybe more. If you like what you saw and you like what you heard, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like. And again, thank you for stopping by. Bye, Yarnies.